How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about GGPI. During the week where I wasn't feeling that well whatsoever, GGPI showing a lot of strength. So we're going to be talking about it in this video, and I'm also going to be giving you the update on how I feel this stock could perform for the coming week. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for GGPI. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So I ended up closing at $12.21, being up 2.52%. On the low, it tested $11.72, and then on the high, testing $12.25. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 2.838 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 4.835 million shares. We had below average volume on the day, but we still seen some strength in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 60.21. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are above the 200-day, the 50-day, as well as the 100-day and the 21-day EMA. So we know from when I did the previous video, we had a strong spike getting above $13. Now we have pulled back quite a bit. We've been seeing weakness inside of the markets, and pulling off a green day on the Friday was good. But as far as the high that we saw, it was right at $12.25. So going into Monday, if the markets are strong, I want to see if we can make a test going to around $12.50. If we are able to do this, then I'd want to see a possible test going here to around $12.80 and seeing what we do from there. Because one thing that is very clear, if it gets to 13, it will see some selling pressure. This has been a strong area of resistance, and one thing you're going to want to keep in mind. But the moment we can get past it, it can get very interesting. If it decides to pull back, or if we want to consolidate, or we have weakness in the markets, then as long as we stay above the 21-day EMA, I am not complaining whatsoever, which is right around $11.60. And if it decides to pull back even more, you know already, if it goes below 11 bucks, I would love to add more to the position because I do see some more further upside for this stock. So let's see how it performs for this coming week, but do keep in mind it is looking bullish. We have been forming some higher lows for the past 2 trading days, and a continuation of this would not be surprising whatsoever. So let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for GGPI. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it is at 52.45%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is at 656,237 shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 400,000, updated 23 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it's only at 2.35%. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 7th, it was at 55.53, and then for the close of the 8th being at 52.45. So that is very interesting to see. We have a slight decline in the short volume, but shorts are still present. Knowing that the short interest percentage of the float is at 7.27%, we could say, you know what, GGPI doesn't have short squeeze potential, but since it does see low volume, the moment we have high volume coming into the play, we could see strong moves in price action due to the short volume ratio being at 52.45%. So now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for GGPI. So we see on the inflow, it is at 5.85, and then on the outflow, it is at 5.36 million. So it ended up being an inflow day. When we take a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 0.63. On the medium, it is 3.96, and then on the small, it was 1.26.
Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large it was 0, on the medium it was 4.26, and then on the small it was 1.10. And then when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for April the 8th, so the Friday that just passed, we ended up having an inflow of just over 632,000. We also did see this on the 7th as well, being just over 265,000. So the only outflow day that we've had in the past 5 trading days was on April the 6th. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more buying than we had selling. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 2.84%. So it continues to be a consistent range for GGPI. And since it got a lot of attention from the Hertz deal, we could see as far as the price action, it is looking really good going into the coming week. We'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts, so let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for GGPI, that's going to be bringing Polestar public. It's exciting to see what the price action has been looking like. We have been talking about it for quite some time on this channel. You guys know I like to add to my position when the stock falls below $11. So I know many of you are riding onto your position, and I also do know many of you have had the opportunity to take profits. But when we take a look at that price action, where I want to see support hold up for the coming week, most preferably would be at $11.85. And why am I choosing this level? I want to see a continuation of higher lows. We've been able to do this for the past 2 trading days. But if we end up not being able to hold 11.85 and we pull back to 11.60, you still want to keep an eye on this play for a potential pop. One area of resistance that is very clear at the moment is right at 12.95, because the moment we make that pop go into 13, there's a lot of selling pressure. And I could see a continuation of that if we continue to make those moves. And the reason why I'm saying that, because we are in choppy markets. GGPI did outperform the tech sector, but we can't forget the fact this is generally a stock that does not see a lot of volume whatsoever. So having buying pressure coming into the play, it doesn't take much to move the stock. And why I say you want to keep it on your radar if you are a trader. And as far as a strategy that you should be using if you're trading off of the momentum is being aware of that resistance at 13 and seeing if the stock can stay above $12, especially as this week progresses. We also can't forget the fact that we have CPI data that's going to be coming out, and this is going to have a big time impact on the market. So depending on what those numbers look like, because remember, they are taking the stats from the month of March, and we know as far as March is concerned, it's going to get very interesting, because this is actually right around the time when Jerome Powell started to become more hawkish. So if the numbers come in meeting expectations or even below that, then I'm looking forward to seeing a strength, seeing a rally inside of the markets. If it ends up being well above those estimates, then of course I'm looking for the market to react to that and seeing stocks pull back. And I feel that GGPI will move down with the market. It is in the tech sector. I know it outperformed on the Friday, but this is something that we just can't be naive of. I'm not going to be telling you this stock is going to continue to go to the moon. It is not fair. I am not being realistic, and I'm not going to be basing my channel off of hype. We have to take a look at the technicals and pay attention to the market conditions, because we know it does impact a lot of the stocks that we talk about on this channel, especially inside of the tech sector. We can even see on the Friday, and it was actually happening for a good portion of the week, the 10-year yield, I think it's like right around above 2.6%. And that is just crazy overall in general. So we know a lot of growth stocks are being corrected at the moment. You're probably looking at your portfolio noticing like, what the hell is going on? Again, this is the environment that we're in, and we have to be cognizant of that. But as far as for the price action, you guys know the levels that I want to see hold up, and we know where the resistance is at. The moment we could break through that resistance, again, getting comfortable around 13, then I can see us making that move to 14. But I am not seeing it for this coming week. I am not being bearish, but if we end up getting a strong catalyst, then maybe that could potentially happen, because that is not too far off from where the stock actually closed on the Friday. So it'll be very interesting to see how the stock performs for this coming week. I will continue to keep you guys updated, and we'll be talking real soon.